Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. For Brian Ortega, I don't think for him to win, it's about really his skills necessarily. This is something I completely overlooked in Robert Whitaker's fight last week with Ikram. I did not look at his experience that he already had in the UFC because I learned the hard way that there are levels to this game. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying Ikram's not a great fighter and that he won't be great or a champion one day. I think he will. It's just obvious. It was just clear in that fight with how he fought and the movements and everything. Whitaker is levels above Ikram today. Today. That might change in a few years. With that being said, I believe Brian Ortega needs to fight his fight. If he's on the feet, I think he'll be fine on the feet. He also because he's willing to brawl and he does do damage on the feet. But I think he should be the one to take this fight to the ground because again he has more experience than Lopes does. Now I know Lopes has some really good submissions. Now the reason why I said Lopes should not utilize his submission game against Brian Ortega is simply because Brian Ortega has more experience in the UFC. Yes, I do believe if this was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Lopes might have an edge. Who knows? But this is not. This is mixed martial arts. You got to worry about striking and wrestling and all these other things. Getting kneed in the face, getting punched in the face, and all these other stuff. So if this fight goes to the ground, I think Brian Ortega should be the one to initiate takedowns. Get the takedowns. Don't leave your arms extended. I think Brian Ortega should be fine. Now, I'm not saying he can't get submitted. He definitely could. But Brian Ortega, if he has to strike, he should fake big punches or get real close and take him down. And when he has, I think takedowns will win this fight for Brian Ortega. I don't think he'll win a slugfest with Lopes just because Lopes hits really hard. And I know Brian Ortega hits hard too. But if you look at Brian Ortega's struggles in the UFC that he has had, Volkanovski, Holloway, and even Yair before he hurt himself, he was getting whooped on the feet. So in this case, if he does have to strike with him, I think he's fine just because of his experience. But don't make that decide the outcome of the fight. Make sure that you, as Ortega, are taking him down and keeping him there, not getting submitted. And if you can, get at least 3 takedowns in this fight. He should win this fight. Plus with whatever he wants to do on the feet. By decision, of course.